no. Just watch the video. I'm saying Bharata's won. Bharata tribe won. Bharata clan ta जितची सेठी जे रूल करथला ता किंग ना थिला कोन सुदास. Clear? That name was being skipped. Bharata clan or tribe king थिला कि battle of 10 kings बेलको ना सुदास. One thing. काली क्लास रे आ गोटे कोन डाउट आसला ना wish. मु कहली कोन ना wish is jana. Listen. Wish once again will come in the latter phase of Rigvedic phase and later Vedic phase. जिनसे आगू जाएगी the same wish will change. Wish रा meaning होची basically see there is something called as family. Family was a part of a larger grouping that is called as wish or clan. One or more clan can combine, not necessarily can combine and can form a jana or tribe. Both clan मिसिकी गोटे tribe हे परियो. But early Rigvedic phase रे there were isolated clans or tribes. Thus early Rigvedic phase रे wish and jana or the tribes will become same, more or less will become same. जेमती आगु बढ़िबा ट्राइबल वारफेयर हबो, ट्राइब्स मर्ज हबो, जेमती Bharatas will club hand with that of the Purus and will become Kurus. Similarly, setole clan asio, bujela sta bhitara wish asio. In the early Rigvedic phase, that clan will become the tribe only. Hence, the wish of the clan will become the tribe. That is, the wish will become the jana. जेमती आगु कमे बढ़ी जिबा, gradually the tribes will compose various clans also. In that sense, wish, the meaning of the wish will change a bit differently. Later Vedic phase in the Pundrasio will deal with the wish in a bit different sense in this way. Ujjala wish mane kono? Family, larger grouping ro gote part. Taku clan kuhନ୍ତି kiva wish kuhନ୍ତି. One or more than one clan made jana or tribe. Kintu early Rigvedic phase रे से clan टा ही tribe होथला. In that sense, wish could be equivalent to that of the jana in the early Rigvedic phase. जेतला में later को जिबा तार definition आउट के change है कि जिवो. This much is getting clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we have dealt with grammar, sangrama. Hopefully we are done with the parts which are missed is something called as kula. Rigvedic phase is kula part message सेथरे किसी खास बुझिया पाई नथिला, so I have left it for you to read from the book. Now कोन there were instances of polyandry. Polyandry माने one woman can have multiple husbands. Clear? That does not mean it was a matrilineal society. It was a patriarchal society only. Rest of the things, hopefully you have read it from your R.S. Sharma 11th class. को मैंने R.S. Sharma पढ़ी के आसछो? पढ़ी के आसना सिनो? If you are not reading R.S. Sharma, it is an absolute waste of time. If you want to clear this exam, see, unofficially, UPSC has given only 2 reference books. One is for world history, other is for ancient history. Ancient history the unofficial reference book होची R.S. Sharma से ता बाहर को आज जाके केवे जाइनी. And world history रो होची अर्जुन देव. Clear? Hence we have no other option. Wish, very specifically I think page number 48. Last आडू लिखाई तो देखो first zone रो last आडू लिखाई तो wish is another term for is being used as another term for that of the tribe. Hence in that sense I have said. But remember, जेतबेले जो कोनोसी क्वेश्चन है तुमको डाउट आसीबो एनसीईआरटी जहा कहछि that is the final answer. UPSC cannot go against it as of now. That too very specifically NCERT, UPSC is still following that. By saying this, let's come to the later Vedic phase. काली क्लास रे हमें देखथिले Varna system. Varna system as a whole we have seen it. Hope you still remember. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and that of the Sudras. Now, let me tell you. Let me share my screen and show you. I'll tell you what is priestly class and what is Brahminical class. We are still making this, huh? Hopefully you can see my screen. See, if this is Brahminical class means those who are educated people or intellectual class of the society. Then this small class, this small circle over here is the priestly class. If this is Brahminical class, then this is a priestly class. Now this priestly class has control over temples or in the due process of time mosques or churches or any so-called religious place. Religious place re more or less God concept thibo religious place re dharma re not necessarily God will be there. I hope we have already dealt with what is dharma. Dharma means duty, the duty of a teacher, the duty of a student, the duty of a father, duty of a mother, duty of fire, duty of sun cannot change. It is eternally true. A Hindu mother will love equally that of a Muslim mother or that of a Christian mother to her child. It's an eternal truth that is called as Sanatana. Sanatana means eternal. It has nothing to do with anything. But when the concept of God comes into picture, the coaching notion of God, right? I hope you still remember the notions of God. Personal, naturalistic notion of God, personalistic notion of God, impersonalistic notion of God. ଯେତେବେଳେ God ଆସିବ, be practical. The nature of God will change according to the geography of the place. ଯୋଉଠି ବେଶୀ ବର୍ଷା ହଉଛି ଆସାମରେ ବହୁତ ବର୍ଷା ହଉଛି, they will not ask for rain. ରାଜସ୍ଥାନରେ ବର୍ଷା ହଉନି, they will ask for rain. Hence God କୁ demand ବଦଳିବ, God ର nature ବଦଳିଯିବ. The multiplicity of God goddesses will be a natural process or will natural outcome in diversified geography. Thus India has got multiple god goddesses, but in Islamic world there is one God because there is homogeneity of geography. Buju, there is homogeneity of geography. जुआड़े जिबु सियाड़े desert, सबुआड़े valley, समस्ते God को similar demand करूचंती, तेणुकरी God ର भी nature same होची. Thus Islam is monotheist. Thus Christianity is monotheist. Hinduism is polytheist. Upanishads re one Brahma katha kuhaiche, हम तब पर करिया. As of now, this must what that should be clear. Under that circumstances, when Rig Veda phase was there, and human scientific thought process was very limited, multiplicity of God goddesses will come into picture. Under that circumstances, few section of the learned society will be called as priestly class. They will have the control on that of the religious structures. From here, ritualism will come into picture. Religious structure, God, ଯଦି God को କଥା ଶୁଣିବୁନି ତାହେଲେ God ରାଗି ଯିବେ. The base will become fear. The base will become what? Na fear. Na ଡରିକି କାମ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ. Do these rituals or else God will curse you. Even the same fear is happening today. Forget those days. The same fear is happening. ତମ ଘରକୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ priest ଆସୁଛି ପୂଜା କରିବାକୁ, you are doing every rituals. ତଳେ ବସିବ, ଏମିତି ଧୁଆ ଥିବ, ଏମିତି ଚିତା ପଡିବ, this that and all. Ritualism will come into picture. This ritual aspect is being taken care or exploited, whatever you say, by this priestly class, not by this Brahminical class. Try to understand. Even this Brahminical class, this big one, were being exploited by this priestly class. ତମେ ଧର ଆଜି ବି ମନ୍ଦିର ଯିବ, by caste, let it be by caste. You are a ମାନେ Brahmin, let it by caste. ମନ୍ଦିର ଭିତରେ ଯୋଉ ଜଣେ so called priest ଠିଆ ହେଇଛି, he or she he can equally exploit you. Thus this priestly class can exploit the Brahminical class. ବୁଝିହେଉଛି? I repeat, this is a Brahminical class, this is priestly class. This priestly class has the monopoly on God. on the basis of fear can even exploit the Brahminical class. We are making base for Buddhism. Next is Buddhism only. This part is clear?
Yes, sir.
जोठी बुझी हबनी कहबो किंबा बुद्धिज्म क्लास टा वीक ही जिवो. Next section is Kshatriyas, the warrior class, not necessarily kings. King it is not a necessity. The warrior class which will go and fight. सेठी गोटे किंग अछि, तार गोटे कोर्ट अछि, से कोर्ट रे मिनिस्टर्स अछंती. जो लोक माने किंग एंड कोर्ट काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स सहित रिलेट ही अछंती, दे आर आल्सो वॉरियर क्लास. That small part is called as nobles. The larger warrior class is called as Kshatriya. This is Kshatriya class. This small part is noble class. Now these nobles are in a position to exploit the Kshatriyas also. Bujuchi, because they are in a powerful position. If I know Amit Shah, I am close to Amit Shah. If then Mohan Maji cannot do anything of me because I am close to Amit Shah. Despite of the fact, Mr. Maji is the chief minister of the state, but my closeness, now this closeness is called as the noble class, close to that of the king. These are also Kshatriyas. These are also Kshatriyas, but this Kshatriya smaller section can exploit this weaker sections, like that of the DIG of police can abuse and constable because he's having that position of power. Getting? This is Brahminical class. Ta bhitar gote priestly class. This is Kshatriya class. Ta bhitar gote noble class. This priestly class.
Hello, Moto.
Wait. Just. Visible now? Audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The phone of Chete. Just wait. Huh? Hopefully you can see my screen once again. Hopefully
Excuse me, sir. Sir, आपण किछि लेखुथिले या आगुरु?
ना. You are just showing things. नहीं या आगुरु मोर स्क्रीन देखा जाउतला.
खाली व्हाइट स्क्रीन देखा जाउतला.
हाँ, exactly white screen though. Fine. I repeat, this is Brahminical class full. एटा आगु को मन नथु मु आगु को कहिबी priestly class बुझु priestly class मु कहिबी Brahminical class बुझु Brahminical class, because this Brahminical class just next will bring Upanishads against the Vedic domination of this priestly class. No sense of confusion. It also priestly class. This is Kshatriya class. This is noble class. And let's come to the Vaishyas. Like today, the Vaishyas class, the rich, powerful Vaishyas class, like that of the Ambanis, Adanis, the Tatas, Birlas, Bajaj, ଯେତକ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆମର କିଏ ट्रेडिंग एंड कॉमर्स क्लास वैश्यस ताको भितर पावरफुल सेक्शन किए ना द स्मॉल रिच पावरफुल पीपल बुझौची नाउ दिस स्मॉल वैश्यस कैन एक्सप्लॉइट द बिगर वैश्यस getting what I'm saying getting
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
now listen we'll come to sudras the dasas and the dasyus hope you still remember the dasyus will become the exploited class the untouchables dasyus not dasas will become untouchables they will become untouchables even for the dasas the truly exploited class in the complete Indian history are the dasyus even the dasas will treat dasyus as untouchables now try to understand every Sudra was not untouchable. Jodi untouchable hejibe tale eman ghare jaiki kimba eman pai ki kama kemti karibe so they were not untouchables. The similarly when I say if my link is with Modi if my link is with Rahul Gandhi non jodi moral link rahiba Rahul Gandhi sagare Congress tu je hei tha cannot do anything of me. Similarly if I belong to this class but I'm working under the kings or that of the noble class जदि मु किंग पाखरे काम करछि किंबा नोबल क्लास पाखरे काम करछि किंबा प्रिस्टली क्लास पाखरे काम करछि किंबा जो रिच वैश्यस ताको पाखरे काम करछि आई एम आल्सो पावरफुल एसपी रो गोटे कोन थाय ना ग्रुप थाए ता भितर कांस्टेबल्स भी थांती से कांस्टेबल्स करा if they cannot say anything directly to their superiors constable मानकु देखि छै कथार्ता करंती मो घर आगे गोटे कोन अछि अरे परिया मार्केट अछि वंस अपॉन ए टाइम या पूर्व एसपी जी थिला तार जी थिला कोन अरे गाड़ी ड्राइवर जी सी गोटे कार नै के आसीबो कोन करिया पे शॉपिंग निज शॉपिंग आ आखो पाखो लोक ताठू केही कोन करबे जेतो परे वाला ताठू टंका नेबे नी सी तापर फोर्स करी टंका दिए दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग किंतु इनिशियली ताटो केही टंका नौ नथिले he was not SP he was a driver of SP I hope you are getting if this Sudra class working near this powerful section of the society एमान पाखे जदि से काम करछि से पावर पोजीशन रहउछि ए शूद्र मानकु भी एक्सप्लोइट करिया रे निज पावर जोन एठी भी देखि परिबो से एठी भी देखि परिबो से भी एठी भी देखि परिबो हियर द कांसेप्ट गोज एज पावर करप्ट्स absolute power corrupts absolutely कहा पारे केते पावर अछि सेटा डिटरमाइन करछि कि कहार केते एक्सप्लोइट करि परछि exactly the same thing is happening today was happening is happening and will continue to happen in the future also power corrupts absolute power corrupts absolutely thus बुझिबा इंडिया रे गोटे स्पेसिफिक सेक्शन बाहरी कि आ गोटे सेक्शन एक्सप्लोइट करछि सेमिति होउनी ए कास्ट एक्सप्लोइटेशन अछि ना हां यस किंतु किए कहार केतोले केमिति एक्सप्लोइट करूछि वी आर नॉट वेरी मच श्योर अबाउट इट हमें किछि सेटा को स्पेसिफिकली कहि परनु कि ए ग्रुप रो एक्सप्लोइटेशन करूछि गोटे स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप आ गोटे ग्रुप रो एक्सप्लोइटेशन करूछि सेटा फिक्स ही परनी तेनु करी इंडिया रे एक्सप्लोइटेशन थिला पर भी रिवोल्यूशन होउनी लाइक दैट ऑफ द फ्रेंच रिवोल्यूशन देयर आर 3 स्टेट्स प्रथम जोडा स्टेट थर्ड स्टेट रो स्पेसिफिकली एक्सप्लोइट करूथिला similarly that of the British Revolution or American Revolution similarly or Russian Revolution India had never seen an Indian Revolution ours is Indian freedom struggle for independence exploitation एठी कास्ट सिस्टम अछि ना हां एक्सप्लोइटेशन होउछि ना हां किए कहार केतळे कोछि हमें पूरा ठीक रे जानि परमु but one class been exploited by everyone throughout the history of 5000 years it was the Dasyus class or the untouchables semanakar exploitation heichi minority in number small groups exploited by everyone including that of the Sudras also thus in the due process of time we'll see the rise of Ambedkar and others in the modern classes as of now we live it the moral of the story is if this is Brahminical class this is priestly class If this is Kshatriya class, this is noble class. If this is Vaishya class, this is rich Vaishya class. If this is Sudras, those who are working with these people are also powerful. किंबा अन्य कोठु सेमानकर पोजीशन भलो अछि बुझी होची. Now we have seen something called as Varna. काली क्लास रे देखला में वर्ण कोन. Now we'll gradually make something called as caste. मु चारटा पांचटा स्टोरी इन मिसेबी, then I'll conclude once again. Then now the gradual process of time, we'll see the formation of caste. Now we have made the base for caste making system. हमें तो ने base पकुतु जला. Now we'll start later Vedic and we'll form the caste now. बुझेला?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll form caste. एतिकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग रे हमें क्लास स्टार्ट करिया. We are simply making base. That's it. Now we'll start our class. Later Vedic phase रे nomadic tribes Jana will become Janapada. Jana will become Janapada. याने जेतिकी जिंस मु तुमको पूर्वर बुझेली कार डाउट अछि जदी पचार दे इने. Because now I will form caste very directly. Now Jana will become Janapada. Rig Vedas re hymns and slokas अच्छी कहार ना God मानक ପାଇଁ कि हमें जो hymns करचु, and there was something called as Vedic mantras. Thus it is more or less the collection of Vedic mantras. Hence we have been called as, remember the term, Sahitas, right? Rig Veda Samhita is the oldest Vedic text. Chatta Vedas achi, hope you might be knowing. Rig Veda, Sham Veda or Sam Veda, not Sham. Sham Veda, Yajur Veda and Atharva Veda. Veda means knowledge. Rig Veda is the oldest one. It has got the slokas. Now few things are not much needed. It's a optional basic but those mantras just cannot be dhara gote mantra achi om kling krishnaya nama dhara, let it be. You just cannot come and say om the way you want to. You just cannot come and say the kling the way you want to. There is a specific way of saying kling or kring or hung, whatever. There is a specific way. More or less, Sama means music, Veda means knowledge. Sama Veda, the knowledge of music. The very purpose of singing, Rig Veda jo mantra rachi is a specific tune diya bataku, specific way to gaibu, so that it will have effect. Various things are there in a very short way. Jadi bujhi paribo tale tike sunu. Say it's a very long story, but we all are energy. Why, if there is energy, then there is vibration. So I am a packet of energy. So as I am a packet of energy, I am also vibrating. Sound is also an energy. Sound has its own vibrations. Hope you might be knowing this is normal science. If I produce a specific frequency sound, that vibration will have effect on my bodily vibration. Thus, my body will vibrate in a bit specific different way. Once my body will vibrate in a bit specific different way, it will have effect on my full body, including that of my brain. So, in that specific way, brain will secrete specific hormones. Hormones are the controllers of your mood and emotions. Thus, specific sound I create, specific hormones will get secreted. Thus, my mood fluctuations will get stabilized. जदि मु दुख रे थिबि ताले मते दुख लागिबोनी. एंजाइटी रे थिले एंजाइटी हबोनी. बुझियोछि. Now we are getting the significance of the Vedic mantras. Provided we are in a position to tune up those mantras very specifically. See, type रे गाय रे छै हमकु. That is called as Sam Veda. Sam means music. Ahuri गुडा जिनस अछि, veins, arteries, ida, Pingala, music, this that and all. Probably, if time will permit, we'll do that in the art and culture class, music class. This much is enough now. This is called as Sham Veda. Specific way re taku gaya because we are energy packets. Kemti seman janle, I do not know, but this is the logic of Samaveda. Next is Yajurveda. तुम देखो तुम घरे जिते बड़े दशहरा पूजा हो कि यानी संक्रांति हो तुम घरे होथबो होम जदि होथो तो देखो now the things has become polluted, that's a different thing. Yajurveda means rituals, specific way re तुम कोन करिवो rituals करिवो, no need to go in detail of it, now it is not needed. Rig Veda, collection of mantras. Samaveda, the way to recite the mantras. Yajurveda, it contains mantras and also rituals. A type of kamara. Fourth one is Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda means it contains charms and spells to ward off evils and diseases. Now this could be called as blind faith, this, that and all, but fine. Atharva Veda contains charms and spells to ward off evils and diseases. And it is being said the first three Vedas, that is Rig Veda, Samaveda, and Yajurveda, are being created or been given by that other Aryans. Atharva Veda was prior to that practiced by that of the non-Aryans. Bujela prathama tinta Aryan practice korthile kuha huye emtia, and the fourth one was being practiced by that of the non-Aryans. Now you should be aware of the fact. Now there are titles or surnames in northern states like Dvivedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi. Dvivedi mane jode veda upar takar achi knowledge. Trivedi mane tinta veda upar. Chaturvedi mane chatta veda upar. I hope things are getting clear for you. Right now there are four types of Vedas, or there are four Vedas. Veda means knowledge. This much is clear?
Yes, sir.
There is another thing, something called as Brahmanas. It is not truly Brahmanas. बहुत जगह रे बहरी लिखा तो देखिबू ब्राह्मण सेटा प्रकृत होची ब्रह्म. इंडिया रे ब्रह्म नॉट ब्रह्मा. ब्रह्म इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट रे ब्रह्म माने होची नॉलेज. We all are in suffering because of ignorance. We do not know our true nature. तामाने कोन आजी हबो Upanishads. Just wait. Hence, as we are in ignorance, ignorance can be weighed off, can be removed by that of the knowledge. That eternal knowledge in Indian context is called as Brahma, written as BRHMAN. तो अगर हमें ताको पढ़ुछु ब्राह्मण बोली तो सेटा होची कोन ब्रह्म. Hence, आउ गोटे Vedic Sahitas, माने जो चारटा वेदस हमर असला, Vedic Sahitas were followed by Brahmas or Brahmanas. बुझौची सेथर कोन अछि? It is full of ritualistic formulas. Rituals अछि सेथरे. Social and religious aspects of the formulas are being given in Brahmas or Brahmanas. समस्त को कहउछन Brahmanas, so I am also saying Brahmanas. So you will also say, but it is truly Brahmas. Brahmanas, full of rituals. Now come to the story. I hope you still remember Bharata tribe, clan. Bharatas will join hand with the Purus, thus they will form Kuru. I hope you still remember. Now I have asked all of you to bring your atlas. Think this to be an offline class, not an online class. Open your atlas. जहाँ पर नहीं दौड़ी जा नहीं किया. Hopefully तुमने समझते घरे ही थियो. Open your atlas and see Ganga. Ganga देखे, Yamuna देखे. Come on, see first. See, open your India map and see Ganga, then see Yamuna, and see जोड़ा का नदी ऐसे कि कोठी मिसी ची.
Prayagraj.
No, just see that course, huh? Ganga देख empty अस्थियो. I can show you on map, but you do it by yourself. Ganga, this is Yamuna. See?
Yes, sir.
जोड़ा को नदी भितरे जो जागा तक अच्छी ताकू देखो. देखलु
Yes,
between
sir.
the two rivers, any region between two rivers is called as doab. DOAB. Think this to be an offline class. That is called as doab, between two rivers. Now open a map, just see the place Delhi. दिल्ली देखे, ऊपरू गंगा स्टार्ट ହେଇଛି ଦେଖି ଦେଖି ଆସେ, ଯମୁନା स्टार्ट ହେଇଛି ये ଦେଖି ଦେଖି ଆସେ, दोआब रीजन टा देखे, सब निजे निजे कर, गंगा यमुना पूरा रीजन टा भीतर देखे, सेही रीजन टा भितरे ऊपर ताकू तीन पार्ट डिवाइड करे, अपर दोआब, मिडिल दोआब, लोअर दोआब, सब निजे निजे करे, गंगा देखे, यमुना देखे, ता भीतर रीजन टा देखे, सेटा होची दोआब रीजन, ताकू तीन पार्ट रे भांगे, अपर दोआब, मिडिल दोआब, लोअर दोआब, भांगिलो.
Yes, sir.
गुड. ए जो कुरु हेले भरत प्लस पुरु, जो कुरु होइथिले से माने जाय कि ग्रेजुअली एक्सपांड करी कोठी बसिले दिल्ली पाखरे आ अपर दोआब रीजन पाखरे. गेटिंग दिल्ली सेट थिबो, दिल्ली देखे, दिल्ली आ अपर दोआब रीजन पाखरे. हेंज कुरु से क्षेत्र रे बसिले, तेणु कर से जागा ना कुहाला कोन ना कुरुक्षेत्र, द लैंड ऑफ कुरुस. Now we are setting base for Mahabharata, that is called as Kurukshetra. Gradually middle से बसचंती upper दोआब रे. Getting on map, upper दोआब तळे होची किए, middle दोआब, middle दोआब रे पांचालस बसिथिले. Now this Kurus कहिथिले ना इन क्लान मिसी की तापर जन हबो लेटर वैदिक रे. Thus this Kurus will join hands with the Panchalas in that of the middle doab. Hence, Kuru Panchala people will come into picture. Ganga, Yamuna, see on map by yourself. Upper doab, middle doab, lower doab. Delhi adjoining zone रे बसिले कि ना Kurus. Upper doab. हाथ में मिसले कहाँ से prelims. हाथ में मिसले कहाँ से करे ना Panchalas का संग रे. Middle doab. Hence Kuru Panchala come into picture. दिल्ली पाखरे गोटे जगह अछि देखे, मिरट, sit by yourself. दिल्ली पाखरे गोटे जगह अछि देख, मिरट. मिरट रे सेतोळे थिला one place, its name was, and all of you know, Hastinapur. Its name was Hastinapur. Hastinapur was the capital of that Kuru Panchala region. A Kuru clan ru जोड़े cousin brothers करो groups, Kauravas and Pandavas, tribal society, परस्पर मध्यरे लड़ी थिले for land because they have got stabilized. से land ପାଇଁ कि सेही जोन रे लड़ी थिले, not complete India, not Bharat as a whole India, से भारत clan रे लोकरा. Thus that warfare is being famously being called as Mahabharata. Battle of Bharata or Mahabharata between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, the cousin brothers, sets of cousin brothers. एठी गोटे लोक थिला, तांको ना थिला कृष्णा. कृष्णा is not a mythical figure. कृष्णा is an historical figure. कृष्ण का हाथ रे चक्र थिला, तोर बेको काटी की फेरुथिला, that might be your fate, but there was a great man who was given a great knowledge named as Gita. एही टाइम रे गीतार सोर्स आसिला. से थिया आइथिला, विश्व रूप देखिले, चक्र रे बेको काटी आसिला, that might be your fate, but existence of Krishna is a reality. बुझिउछि? These things are a part of our history. गोटे तीर रु चारटा तीर बाहरी जाउथला, that is your faith. किंतु गोटे तीर किए मारी की वारफेयर हेछि, that is history. कुरुक्षेत्र क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Now let's come to economy. या परे जेमिति तमरो मन रही थिबो ऋग्वेद, यजुर्वेद, ऋग्वेद, सामवेद, यजुर्वेद, अथर्ववेद, ब्राह्मणस, कुरु, कुरुक्षेत्र, दोआब एरियाज, अपर, मिडिल, लोअर, अपर और मिडिल मिसे की कुरु पांचाला रीजन, महाभारत, दिस दैट एंड ऑल. तुम कोन कहितली? नाउ अनदर कांसेप्ट. सब जिंस मन रख क्लास रे प्रिलिम्स एमती ही बाहर तुम देख, अनलेस एंड अनटिल iron is being found. Man cannot get settled permanently. काहेकि ना जुआड़ जाओ साढ़े जंगल. Less dense, more dense is a different thing. Dense is a different thing. किंतु कौन अच्छी ना फॉरेस्ट अच्छी 10 खाली गच्छ काटी दवर नहीं ना गच्छ को काटी की तार रूट्स को डिरूट करले जाय कि गोटे प्लेन फील्ड हेले जाय कि यू कैन डू समथिंग. यू कैन बर्न द फॉरेस्ट किंतु तार रूट्स गरा तळे जळुनी. Hence, unless and until iron comes into picture as late as 1000 BC, सेता बन जाए कि ये किसी खास काम कर परिबेनी. Thus, later Vedic phase रे iron आसिला. Iron use was widespread in this age. तापर सन कौन कले ना फॉरेस्ट काटले बुझ टिके तापर फॉरेस्ट काटले फॉरेस्ट काटी कौन कले ना सेटल हेले एते हार्डवुड ट्रीज और व्हाटएवर माइट बी द केस बहुत कष्ट रे ସେମାନେ ଗୋଟେ patch of land को clear करचंदी. Thus dates mori now they have surplus of wood and a small patch of land. Both कष्ट रे करचन. Now they do not want to move away. They have the knowledge of agriculture. They have the knowledge of metallurgy. They want to get settled now. जदी एइने तापर वार तो होची ना. हां सर होची लैंड पई की वार हो. धर गोटे लैंड जोन आ गोटे ट्राइब जे कि आ गोटे ट्राइब को हरि की तार लैंड टा को माडी बसिला लोक तो मरी थिबे ना. आगुरु लोक मान को बरी करा होतला. नाउ ए स्मॉल पैच ऑफ लैंड बहुत कष्ट रे सेटा एक्वायर हेची. नाउ ताकू पोती की से लैंड टा को वेस्ट करे को एमाने चाहिबेनी. thus the dates cannot be thrown away. thus एने now the people will get burned. तणु करी हिंदू धर्म रे लोक मान को जळया स्टार्ट हला. बुझिउची इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन रे लोक पोता होतिले. रिच सिविलाइजेशन ये नोमाडिक रु एबे जस्ट सेटल हेची सेडेंटरी हेले भी लोक पोड़ा हला. ज्योग्राफी अलाउ करूची. नाउ दैट विल बिकम कल्चर एंड विल बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ रिलीजन इन द ड्यू प्रोसेस ऑफ टाइम. thus geography will change, the religion will change, the nature of God will change. Hindu will burn, Muslim will bury. Muslims will bury because Islam rose in the deserts of Arabs. सेठी गच्छ नाही तू पोड़ीबु कोठू तू पोड़ी परिबुनी. There are everywhere there is sand. Those sands are not needed. Only way left with you is to bury. तणु करी इस्लाम रे पोता हुए. Those culture has came into India because of a number of factors. That's a different thing. इस्लाम रे सेथि पे पोता हुए हिंदू मानक एथि पे पोड़ा हुए. हमर इने गंगा वैली सिविलाइजेशन स्टार्ट हबो. हमर इने कोठी इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन रू वी हैव मूव फॉरवर्ड टुवर्ड्स द ईस्टर्न जोन्स. वेस्ट ऊपर बसचू तणु करी हमर इने गंगा वैली सिविलाइजेशन स्टार्ट हबो. सेठी गच्छ अछि गच्छ कटा हला. लैंड बहुत हम पे हे जेछि प्रीशियस. वी डू नॉट वांट टू वेस्ट. thus the deads will get buried. Sorry, we will get burnt. बुझेला?
Yes, sir.
Iron. आयास ऋग्वेदिक फेज रे आयास माने ब्रोंज और कॉपर थिला. पढ़िबु क्वेश्चन ने को फेज सते पचारछि. ऋग्वेदिक फेज रे iron will be called as श्याम आयास और कृष्ण आयास. श्याम और कृष्ण माने ही डार्क. श्याम और कृष्ण रो लिटरल मीनिंग ही डार्क. योर गॉड्स आर ब्लैक. अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी ऑल वांट टू बिकम फेयर एंड लवली. दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग. आज की क्लास रे हो आयरन वाज बीइंग कॉल्ड एज श्याम और कृष्ण आयास. एग्रीकल्चर थिला ना ऑफ कोर्स थिला ना काहे कि ना सेटल्ड लाइफ आछि. prevalent of agriculture was everywhere, right? plowing होतला ना. हां होतला. प्लाविंग राम पर किछि एविडेंस अछि माने हम पर किछि ग्राउंड रे मिलला परिका एविडेंस हमकु किछि मिलला कि ना ना. जदी प्लाविंग अछि आगुरु बेटा आइछि आ तार किछि एविडेंस मिलुनी ता माने प्लाव सेटटा हळटा ओथरे ना वुड रे बनाइछि. से पे सेटा डिकम्पोज हे जाइछि. थिंक ऑफ दोस डेज प्रथम थर पई की इंडियन सिविलाइजेशन रे और ऋग्वेदिक फेज पर लेटर वेदिक फेज पर लोक सेटल्ड है कि लैंड को एक्वायर करी कि चाष करछंती एग्रीकल्चर करछंती. तणु करी एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट मानकर बहुत वैल्यू थिबो सोसाइटी रे एग्रीकल्चर को बहुत मान सम्मान देखा होउथिबो दस ताप जन ताप गोटे सेट्स ऑफ रिचुअल्स भी बाहरला गोटे स्पेसिफिक ताप गोटे स्क्रिप्ट आसला दैट इज कॉल्ड एज रिमेंबर दिस सतपथ ब्रह्म और ब्राह्मण समस्त कहउछन्ती ब्राह्मण हम भी कहबो ब्राह्मण बट ट्रूली इट इज सतपथ ब्रह्म सतपथ ब्राह्मण which in length will speaks of plowing rituals ता माने कोन will deal with later that is not more needed खाली एति मन रखे सतपथ ब्राह्मण speaks at length with that of the plowing rituals agriculture मन रखा agriculture has got the highest status in the society बहुत कम लोग चाष करिया is not a small thing माने पाठशाठ पढ़ देइथिबो लक्ष्य पढ़ी जा तते एने नेकी छाड़ देबी चाष कर तू कर परिबुनी इट हैज गॉट वेरियस स्पेसिफिक माइन्यूट डिटेल्स टू गेट कैटर्ड तेणुकरी समस्ते एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट भी हेई पार नथिले तेणुकरी एग्रीकल्चर और एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट मानकर गोटे मान सम्मान थिला एते मान सम्मान थिला इवन द किंग्स एंड द प्रिंसेस यूज्ड टू गिव देयर हैंड्स टू एग्रीकल्चर or plying labor or plying rituals. The father of Mother Sita, King Janaka, historical figure. The father of Mother Sita, King Janaka, used to lend hand to the plow. Even the brother of Lord Krishna, that is Balram, Lord Balram, is called as Haladhara. Haladhari ki janti si. I hope you have seen it. Hala is sometimes being shown as his weapon. Is called as Haladhara. Even your gods used to wield plows. So that was the significance of agriculture those days. But now we will make casta. But gradually समस्त agriculture करने में लगिले. Agriculturist बहुत बढ़ी गले. Agriculturist माने किसी खास value रहिलानी. For example, at my time, engineering was at its peak. Odisha रे every Tom, Dick and Harry was doing BTech engineering. Say time रे मु करथली. Under that circumstances, now engineering colleges मानकरे जगह खाली पड़ुची. getting कारण बहुत इंजीनियर पळे आसिले. Similarly, agriculture बहुत पीक रे थिला. Gradually बहुत एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट पळे आसिले. जो एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट मानकर माने सोशल वैल्यू बेसी थिला से मानकर सोशल वैल्यू कमी गला. Now listen, Varna system, बुझिबु Varna system is based on gunas or is based on occupation. जो occupation रा economic significance बेसी सी upper Varna रे रहउची. Education and warfare war क्षेत्रीय सब बेले ऊपर रहिबो तेणुकरी दिजन जाक परमानेंटली ऊपर रही गले. आउ गोटे क्लास रहला वैश्यस क्लास. वैश्यस मानकर शुणिबु वैश्यस मानकर जोठी इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन जेतेबेले वर्णटा हेरिडेटरी बुझिबु जेतेबेले वर्णटा हेरिडेटरी हे कि कास्ट हे जाउची माने तापो हे कि जेतेबेले कॉन्क्रीटाइज हे जाउची सेतेबेले से प्रोफेशन रो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन कोन थिला सेटा डिटरमाइन करिवो टू अपर वर्ण ना लोअर वर्ण सॉरी अपर कास्ट ना लोअर कास्ट. फॉर एग्जांपल आगु को एने बहुत वारफेयर हबो. वारफेयर पई की कोन दरकार ना चैरियट्स दरकार है. हम तापे कोन दरकार ना बढ़ई दरकार है. गोटे पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम रे बढ़ईस वेयर बिंग बढ़ई मानु को अपर कास्ट बोली कुहाउथला. से माने कोन कोथे ना सेतले ताको बिजनेस रो बहुत डिमांड थिला. अपर कास्ट थिले से माने ग्रेजुअली सिंपली घोड़ा ऊपर बसिक लड़ाई हला. से माने रथ बनेलेनी तांकर इकोनॉमिक सिग्निफिकेंस कमी गला. इंडिया ज्योग्राफी रे बुझ ठीक रे इंडियन ज्योग्राफी रे जेतेबेले वर्णटा कास्ट हे कि कॉन्क्रीटाइज होउची ठीक है सुनिबो जेतेबेले वर्णटा कास्ट हे कि कॉन्क्रीटाइज होउची सेतेबेले तार इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन कोन नॉर्दर्न इंडिया रे वार चलीची. पढ़ई माने नॉर्दर्न इंडिया रे अपर कास्ट ओडिशा भितरे से माने ओबीसी सदर्न स्टेट से शेड्यूल कास्ट बुझला. वर्णटा जेतेबेले ग्रेजुअली हेरिडिटरी हे कि फिक्स हे जिवो कि या को या ही हबो सेतेबेले तार इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन कोन थिला जदि भल थिला से अपर कास्ट ही रहला, जदि मझी मझिया थिला मझी मझिया कास्ट ही रहला किबा से शेड्यूल कास्ट ही जिवो। सिमिलरली नॉर्दर्न इंडिया रे बर्मा ओबीसी, सदर्न इंडिया रे क्षेत्रीय। इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन डिसाइड करूची, बुझेला? आई विल से दिस वंस अगेन, बुझे हला ना बुझेला नहीं?
Yes, sir. बुझल.
Yes, sir.
पंकज किशन, पंकज
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
वर्ण कौन तोर गुण डिसाइड करथिला। ऋग्वेद रे गोटे घरु चारटा वर्ण हेई परिबो, किंतु तापुओ है कि हंड्रेड्स ऑफ इयर्स पर सेटा कास्ट ही गई। ए तो पूरा फिक्स हो गला, या पुओ बढ़ेर पुओ बढ़े ही हबो। तो सेटा कास्ट ही जाउची भारत जाकरे सबुआडे बढ़ी अछंती। से समय रे जेतले सेटा कास्ट होची तार इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन कोन, जदि एठी भल थिला से अपर कास्ट ही रहला, एठी मझ मझ रहला से ओबीसी गेला, एठी खराब हेची से शेड्यूल कास्ट गेला। हेंस कोन ना सेम कास्ट सॉरी सेम वर्णर लोक और सेम कास्ट लोक स्पेसिफिकली डिफरेंट कास्ट रहउची इंडिया रो ज्योग्राफी भितरे, बुझला? सिमिलरली once upon a time agriculturists were upper caste or upper varna, whatever you say now. I hopefully you are getting what I am saying. Gradually semanकर social condition कमी जीवो। जेमाने तम माने जेमती आज चाष करिया पे कि चाहुनो सेतोले रिच क्लास अपर वर्ण चाष करिया पे चाहिलेनी। किंग हाथ दउथला, गॉड हाथ दउथले, आउ आगु को केही चाहिलेनी। अपर वर्णस were prohibited from agriculture, thus that will become a lower varna work. Now agriculturists once upon a time the class of the society, now their standard and status will decline. Now gradually that will become caste, but the conditions of the Dasyus was worst, and even today the worstness is still continuing with a few difference. Although agriculture to पड़े rice and wheat will become the chief crop. Rice will be first time found in the Ganga Yamuna Doab, and rice was called as Vrihi, Vrihi. Rice was it is very frequently asked by UPSC. It's called as Vrihi, Vrihi. Rituals purpose रे mostly rice use होची, तुम भी देखते हो बहुत कम जगह रे wheat use हुए। And I do not need to explain कि पंजाब हरियाणा जोन में wheat होतिबो, all those things you know. पंजाब हरियाणा जोन में wheat होतिबो, gradually the Aryans or that of the Indians सेतले east आड़ को move करिवे, gradually the staple food will become rice. Of course that will become rice कारण एपटे rice ही होची। And what? Now this much is clear? Rice, wheat.
Yes, sir.
अब कौन होची फैक्चुअल पार्ट? लेदर वर्क होची, पॉटरी होची, कार्पेंटर्स वर्क होची, ऑफ कोर्स स्मिथ्स अछंती हला कारण कोन अछि मेटल अछि, स्मिथिंग होची, स्मेल्टिंग होची। नाउ देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज PGW. PGW माने पेंटेड ग्रे वेयर, अर्दन पॉट्स, माटीर पॉट, अर्दन पॉट्स used for even for decorations and utensils. Painted grey ware, PGW देखाउची कोट अछि PGW रीजन करिया ताकू आज अपना लेवेट खाली एती सुनता ज्वेल वर्क्स होची। but listen, we're not very much sure that they had the idea of burnt bricks. Burnt bricks were being found in Indus Valley civilization. यांको पाखरे बोध हुए प्रोबेबली बॉन्ड ब्रिक्स आइडिया नथिला। तो सर महाभारत हेतला बड़ बड़ बिल्डिंग थिला ये से महाभारत विल गेट कॉन्क्रीटाइज्ड एंड विल जॉटेड डाउन रिटन इन 4th century AD। क्वार जे बिसी रे अछि उनको जेतेबेले ए जिंसटा जॉटेड डाउन हे कि लिखा आइछि सी ताको स्टाइल लेखचंती। तो महाभारत बाइबल हेइथिला वो ट्राइब लढी थिले, कृष्ण जणे थिले, गीता कथा कहिथिले, ऑल दीज आर हिस्ट्री। ତମେ ସେଥିରେ ବଡ଼ ବଡ଼ ବିଲ୍ଡିଂ ଆଣି ଦେଇଛ, it is up to your faith. Under that circumstances, ତାହେଲେ according to the evidence, we know what na they had mud brick houses, ମାନେ ମାଟି ଘର ଯୋଉ ଆମର ଗାଁ ମାନଙ୍କରେ ରୁହେ, to proper under developed ଜାଗାକୁ ଯିବାରି ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ଆଜି ବି ସେଇ ଟାଇପର ଘର ଥିବ, mud brick houses made up of wattle and daub. Wattle and daub ମାନେ ଝାଡ଼ିଆ, ଝାଡ଼ିଆର ଓଡ଼ିଆ କ'ଣ, I hope you might be knowing, ହେଉଛି ଝାଡ଼ିଆ, right? I hope you are getting, ମାନେ ମାଟି ଆଉ and other wattle and daub କୁ ମିଶେଇକି ସେମାନେ ଘର ବନଉଥିଲେ. That means କିନ୍ତୁ later Vedic scriptures ରେ ଟର୍ମ ଗୋଟେ ଆସିଛି ନଗର. ନଗର literally means towns and cities. କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମ ପାଖରେ କିଛି ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ନାହିଁ. Thus probably there could be a faint beginning, ମାନେ faint ମାନେ just start ହେଇଛି, faint beginning of towns towards the end of the later Vedic phase. Towards the end of the later Vedic phase ରେ could be a faint beginning of towns. ତେଣୁକରି ଏ ନଗର ମାନେ ସେଇଟା ହେଇଥିବ. ଆମେ ସବୁ କ'ଣ କରୁଛୁ ନା ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ସ ଗୁଡ଼ାକୁ ଫିଲ୍ଅପ୍ କରୁଛୁ. ହିଷ୍ଟୋରିଆନ୍ସ ଆର୍ ଫିଲିଂ ଅଫ୍ ଦ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ସ. ବଡ଼ ବଡ଼ ଘର ଥିଲେ ଆମକୁ ଏକ୍ସକାଭେସନ୍ ବେଳେ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ମିଳିଥାନ୍ତା, କିଛି ମିଳିଲାନି. ତାହେଲେ ମଡ୍ ବ୍ରିକ୍ ହାଉସେସ୍ ଥିବ, ୱାଟଲ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡବ୍ରେ ସେମାନେ ବନଉଥିବେ. ନଗର ଟର୍ମ ଅଛି, ସିଟିଜ୍ର ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ନାହିଁ. ବଟ୍ ଦେର୍ ଆର୍ ନେମ୍ସ ଲାଇକ୍ ହସ୍ତିନାପୁର ଆଣ୍ଡ କୌଶାମ୍ବୀ. ଏଇଟା ଆଲାହାବାଦ ପାଖରେ, ପ୍ରୟାଗରାଜ ପାଖରେ ଏଇଟା ସବୁ. ତାହେଲେ ହେଇଥିବ କି ଲାଟର ଭେଦିକ ଫେଜ୍ର ଏଣ୍ଡ ବେଳକୁ ସେମାନେ ଫେଣ୍ଟ ବିଗିନିଂ ଅଫ୍ ଟାଉନ୍ସ ହେଉଛି. You want me to repeat this? स्वयं संपन्ना, बुझी है ना नहीं?
Yes, sir.
आज्ञा सर बुझे.
Yes, sir.
समुद्र टर्म आसला ऋग्वेद रे. आमे सेटा ओशन की सी बोली किसी कहि पालुनी, किंतु कहलु वन थिंग इज श्योर, दैट वाज कलेक्शन ऑफ वाटर. एठी समुद्र टर्म आसीबो आमे कहि दोचु कारण तांगर एक्सटेंड हेइची ओशन जाके. तेणु करी सीज एंड सी वॉयजेस होउतला. जदि सी रे सी वॉयजेस होउतला ताले सम काइंड ऑफ कॉमर्स भी होउथिबो. Thus this which may have been stimulated by the rise of new arts and crafts. Sea voyages होतला, तेणु some kind of commerce भी होउथिबो. This suggests some kind of commerce. सेठी commerce कथा हमें किछि कहिनु sea voyage रे, एठी किंतु होउथिबो. Land has become the highest property now. Thus economic wealth will become land and the term will be called as rashtra. Ujala, Rashtra. By saying this, one more concept which we have left, let me share it with you now. I'll show you what is Hindu Rashtra. What does that mean? Hopefully you can see my screen. See, if this is India, this is Himalaya, right? This is Sindhu Sagar. This ocean anciently is called as Sindhu Sagar. This is Himalaya. The region between Himalaya and Sindhu Sagar was called as Hindu region. Sindhu is called as Hindu region. We have never called ourselves, or initially आमे हमको निजो केवे हिंदू कोई नथिलु. हमु किए ना ए जो बाहर लोक Arabs or that of the Europeans always depend on that of the India for their own survival, because they do not have anything, food, shelter, education, knowledge, whatever is been given by this landmass. Thus as American रहिले American, France रहिले French, ए जोन भितरे जी भी रहिबो ताकू कुआला कोना हिंदू, ए आउटसाइडर्स माने कहले तापर हमें ताकू acknowledge कलु. That's a different thing. Hence this is called as Hindu zone. The natives of this place were called as Hindus, and the Rashtra means the land. Thus this piece of land where Hindu resides are called as Hindu Rashtra. It's called as Hindu Rashtra. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with religion. Rather, it is more or less geographical and cultural connotation of the place, because Himalaya does not, for the existence of Himalaya, does not need God, and for the existence of ocean, you do not need God or religion. ଯେତେବେଳେ religion ନଥିଲା, Himalaya ଥିଲା, ସିନ୍ଧୁ ସାଗର ଥିଲା, ଆଉ ଏଠି ହିନ୍ଦୁ ଥିଲେ. It has nothing to do, or it is not against any religious thought process as such. Now that term Rashtra has came in later Vedic phase, because land has become the essence or has become the property. That does not means ତା ମାନେ ନୁହଁ କି cow property ନୁହଁ, cow property ଅଛି, ଏବେ ବି cow property ହେଇକି ଅଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ main property ହେଇଯାଇଛି land. Getting what I'm saying? Now
Yes, sir.
the main property is land. Now, when in news debates, you'll understand, you'll listen these terms called as Hindu Rashtra, because we are in UPSC class, we should be aware of almost everything that is happening around us. Hindu Rashtra, or that Hindustan, is more or less, Hindu doesn't means here what? Na a land mass bhitar jiye bhi rahila. They're called as Hind or Hindus. If even if you're a Muslim, does not matter, you're an Indian Muslim. Right? Even if you're a Christian, you're an Indian Christian. Right? That's symbolize something called as Indianness. By saying this, let's go to something called as, I hope things are getting clear for you, right? Political organizations. Aguru king thila, एने भी king अछि. Hereditary thila aguru, एने भी अछि. सेतबळे सभा समिति विधाता थिला. सभा विधाता को women आसपारुथिले. Women manakara condition later Vedic phase रे deteriorate haba, because of the numerous warfare that were going on. The moment the society will become unstable or any threat to the society, the first victim will become its women. But a natural calamity भी जदि किछि आसी problem, still then तार society रो women प्रथम victim ହେଇଯିବେ. In this condition, under these conditions, when warfare has become, the day of the duty, or the duty of the day, under that condition, the woman independence was bound to get eroded. So it was getting eroded gradually. Apart from that, women's biological condition was not supporting the the time and the situation. They have got a sense of dependency on that of the man. Intellectual capability ର କାମ ସେତେବେଳେ ଏତେ କଣ ହଉଥିଲା ନା ହଉନଥିଲା. Under that circumstances, women lost their power. Thus, ସଭା and ବିଧାତା ରେ women ମାନଙ୍କର ବି ଆସିବା କଣ ହବ ନା ବନ୍ଦ ହେଇଯିବ. These tribal organizations which were controlling the power of that of the king will decline. This Sabha and Samiti will now be occupied by that of the priestly class and the noble class, the Brahminical class and the Kshatriya class. Truly it is priestly class or noble class. Thus the power of king will rise. The power of king will become absolute in the due process of time. Now king ra position ku strengthen will be more strengthened. By performing rituals. बुझू ठीक रहा, किंग रो पोजीशन को स्ट्रेंथन करा हो, माने ताकू लोको सुनुथिवार अछि, ताकू आम आदमी मासेस मानुथिवार अछि. And it was not a very scientific place. A common man will listen. जदि ताकू गॉड रो भय ताकू देखा हो. Thus सुनिबु, priestly class can give a stamp, religious stamp, godly stamp on that of the king. Thus, various rituals has to be maintained. Both rituals करावो king को powerful देखिया ପାଇଁ कि 3 prominent rituals नाम रखियो. That is called as yagya. Yagya means sacrifice. Right? Yagya माने ही sacrifice. तम घरे तले होम होउची sacrifice माने नुह कि तमे जे कोटे छेलीटा को करबो काटी दो बळी पकिया. बळी कखारू रो भी पड़े, नडिया रो भी पड़े. तम तले होम होउची तम घरे तमे सेठी कोन करो ना घियो sacrifice करो. हला फुलो sacrifice करो, खई sacrifice करो and other things. यज्ञटा होम रो बड़ फॉर्म टा more or less. होम तमे जतले घर करछो, that is a form of sacrifice only. सेमती 3 major sacrifices or yajnas were being made. Rajasuya yajna, मन रखे, Rajasuya yajna, Ashwamedha yajna, Vajpeya yajna. Hopefully you have seen the movie named as Bahubali, Bahubali second. Hopefully you all have seen. Jadi देखिना, then it is your homework. Go and see it out. तब देखियो सेठरे भल्लाल देव जाउथुवा किंग हो हला तले किंग हो जाउथुवा. That was a big procession. सब सैन्य सामंत मंत्री मंत्री everyone standing. बड़ procession हेथियो, right? तापर जीव से ऊपर ठिया हो. That is called as Rajasuya yajna, kind of. माने God is the representative of, sorry, king is the representative of God, God's shadow. तो तापर पचारला ताले तमे काहे कि किंग फैमिली रे जन्म हेलनी, कारण गॉड पठिछि याकू. तणु करी सेतले किंग हबो ताकू सुप्रीम पावर कन्फर करिवो कि ना गॉड. तो गॉड कन्फर करिवो ताकू सुप्रीम पावर, तापे कि रिचुअल्स हबो, रिचुअलिज्म. अब ए सब पब्लिक प्रेजेंस रहबो ताकि पब्लिक ताकू देखिबो. ओ नाउ आवर गॉड, सर आवर किंग हैज बिकम द रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ गॉड. दैट रिचुअलिस्टिक यज्ञ or sacrifice is called as Rajasuya yajna. Clear? Rajasuya yajna.
Yes, sir.
Next is, now tell me, you all have heard this term. एटा को तमे समझ सुनथो, अश्वमेध यज्ञ. कहलु कोन? What is अश्वमेध यज्ञ?
सर गोटे घोड़ा को छाड़ी दिया जिवो, से जो पर्यंत दौड़िबो सेटिक एरिया राजांकर.
But think practically. घोड़ांकर गोड़ रे the legs of the horses are so strong, सेटा लाइफ टाइम ठिया आइछ. से मरिला बेलो को बोध हुए जाकी बसु सेति टायर्ड नहले माने से माने. I hopefully you have never seen, though I have seen, you have never seen a horse sitting. सबल ठिया आइतो. तू गोटे घोड़ा को तू छाड़ीबू कहबू दौड़े, now that horse will go half of the world. ताको जुआड़े लैंड देखा जाउथो, घास देखा तो से चलला. ताले अश्वमेध, मेध माने मारुची, सैक्रिफाइस करछि तबु. ताले अश्वर सैक्रिफाइस हेला कोठी? I had also the same conception the which you have. घोड़ा टानला, छाड़ दिया गला, पड़िला से. ना ना ना, same thing. The logic goes like this. Try to understand. See, these are the yajnas or sacrifices made by the priestly class to show that the king is not a normal human being, rather has got the strength, support and power of the god. Under these circumstances, we are doing Ashwamedha yajna. Ashwamedha yajna माने घोड़ाटा को आनिबू, तार गोटे उंड कर दो, तार गोटे पार्ट को काटी दो, उंड कर दो बड़टे. सी सेथे ब्लीडिंग हो, सी ब्लीडिंग रे जति बाटा दौड़ी जीवो. बुझला? For example, see, for example, let me show you. For example, this. If this is a kingdom, এটা ধরো একটা piece of land, তিনটা কিংডম আছে, চারটা কিংডম আছে. এটি ধরো একটা কিংডম আসলা, সে গলা মু স্টার্ট করবি অশ্বমেধ যজ্ঞ. तार तार कौन सी नजर अच्छी ए किंगडम ऊपर. से घोड़ार सेतिकी उंड करिवो जेमति सी तार ए जगह क्रॉस करिकी या भीतर पसियो. ये जदी अटके देला ताले वार हबो, जदी न अटकेला त ए किंगडम ता यार हेई गला. ए किंगटा धर पावरफुल किंगटा, ये चाहुनी कि त्या घोड़ाटा या भीतर पसु, से ताको सेतिकी उंड करथिबो घोड़ा दौड़ी आसी कि एइठी ही मर जिवो. जदी भी न मरिवो से घोड़ा संगे आ जोडे तीनटा लोक आस्तो से ताको सेठी मार देबे. बुझला ना? कोन ना गॉड मेसेज देछि कि एतक जोन कार हबो ना स्पेसिफिक किंग रहबो. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अश्वमेध यज्ञ. इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ मैच फिक्सिंग. बुझला? और यू वांट मी टू रिपीट? गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग?
Yes, sir.
धरो एक किंग रो नजर अछि ए लैंड मास ऊपर, यज्ञ स्टार्ट कला, या भीतर पसिला, किंग जदी अटके देला वार हैला, जीति गला. जदी न अटकेला सेमति जीति गला. जदी कहबा कि भाई या भीतर पसिले एक किंगटा मते हरई दबो, एक घोड़ाटा क्रॉस करी सेपडू जीवनी, ये घोड़ा सहित लोक जाइथिबे ताको मारदेबे किंबा एडो बड़ वुंड कर देथिबे ब्लीडिंग हे घोड़ाटा एठी मरजियो हेन्स अश्व मेध मीन सैक्रिफाइस से असुर सेठी बळी पड़ी जाइछ बुझला दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अश्वमेध यज्ञ डन
Yes, sir.
Last one is Vajpaya Yajna. Another match fixer. Vajpaya Yajna means is this. See, I hope you have seen few of the Hollywood movies. ସେଠି କ'ଣ ନା ଗୋଟେ ଚ୍ୟାରିଅଟ୍ ରେସ୍ ହବ ରଥ ରେସ୍ ଚ୍ୟାରିଅଟ୍ ରେସ୍ ହବ ଚ୍ୟାରିଅଟ୍ ରେସ୍ରେ ରୟାଲ ଚ୍ୟାରିଅଟ୍ ସବୁବେଳେ ଜିତିବ ବୁଝିଲା ରୟାଲ ଚ୍ୟାରିଅଟ୍ ସବୁବେଳେ ଜିତିବ ମାନେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂରୁ ପ୍ରିନ୍ସ ଯେ କିଙ୍ଗ ହବାକୁ ଯାଉଛି ତା ରଥଟା ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂରୁ ହାରୁଛି ଅନ୍ୟ ଲୋକମାନେ ଜିତୁଛନ୍ତି ତାପରେ ସଡନଲି କ'ଣ ହବ ଇଏ ଜିତିଆ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିଦେବ the things are being fixed just to show to the masses or to the subjects not citizens to the subjects कौन ना देखे जेतले किंग ता हारुची किबा तू भी किंग जेतले तमर हारुची ताको हेल्प करे तो निजे गॉड पळे आछन thus within these three things rajaswa yajna ashwamedh yajna and vajpaya yajna the supremacy of the king is being shown so that the subjects I'm not saying citizens so that the subjects will blindly follow the orders of the king and the society will remain stabilized. Rig Vedic phase रे collection of taxes ପାଇଁ କି କେହି ଲୋକ ନଥିଲେ nomadic tribe ଟା ଏଠି settle ହେଇଗଲେଣି ଏଠି collection of taxes and tributes ପାଇଁ କି ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ specific ରହିବ that is called as Sanghritri SANGRIHITRI Sanghritri. I do not need to write it. Sanghritri for the collection of taxes. Last class I have said you maintaining of a standing army is not an easy task. It requires numerous sources. Later Vedic phase the king did not possess a standing army. Tribal units were mustered at the time of war. Gote ritual sila कि किंग और तार सोल्जर्स माने मिसी की गोटिए प्लेट रु मिसी समस्त खाइबे बुझी बुझी so that will give us a boost of confidence to that of his soldiers. Sanghritri for the collection of taxes, no standing army. Vidhata collapsed. Sabha Samiti dominated by that of the noble class and the priestly class. Power of the king will become absolute. Nagara term अछि किंतु specifically सेमति किछि cities and towns हमें पाइनु. Homes made up of wattle and dog houses. Varna system तमे जानलो Varna टा caste केमति होछ तो तमे जानलो same title लोकंकर different caste केमति होछ तमे सेटा जानलो तार economic significance कोन तमे जानलो सतपथ ब्राह्मण कोन ना you know माने कोठी दोआ बिले कोठी आसी रहिले कुरुक्षेत्र कौन महाभारत कौन आयरन सिग्निफिकेंस कौन कृष्ण श्यामा सतपथ ब्राह्मण जनक दिस दैट एंड ऑल पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस एंड अदर थिंग्स होपफुली द थिंग्स आर क्लियर फॉर यू क्लियर
Yes, sir.
Social organizations you want me to continue for 5-10 minutes more or should we go?
Yes, sir.
सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो कि आम करिछु माने कोन मुने तमु कहितली वर्ण सिस्टम ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय वैश्यस एंड द शूद्रस राइट देख या भितरे रिचुअल्स हेने पसिबो जेतु रिचुअल्स पसिला देख तू बाहर आजि का डेट रे भी तम घरे जे पूजा करे पे आसुती से जेते रिचुअल्स करिवे हमर सेते खर्च हेले ताकर सेति फायदा हो whatever might be the case the more rituals you have that is more beneficial to that of the priestly class thus the growing cult of sacrifice नुह कि तू जे कि बलि चढ़ौछु तू जो दान माने sacrifice करन तू कोन दउछु The growing cult of sacrifice will lead to the rise of the power of the priestly class. I'm saying priestly class. Books will write Brahmins. Why Brahmins will see to it in the modern history class? All this history are being written by that of the Britishers. Ramanakon will see to it, right? So I am saying Brahmins. But Brahmins were also equally exploited by that of the priestly class. ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ ମାନଙ୍କର ବି ଇକ୍ୱାଲ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲୋଟେସନ ହଉଥିଲା ପ୍ରିଷ୍ଟ୍ଲି କ୍ଲାସ ଟୁ ବୋଲି ତ ଏଇନା ଉପନିଷଦ ଆସିବ against the dominancy of the Vedic rituals. Upanishads will next is that only growing cult of sacrifice added the power of the Brahmins. Thus rituals and sacrifices has come into picture. King କେତେବେଳେ ଲଢିବ war କୁ ଯିବ ନାହିଁ କେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ହିନ୍ଦୁ ମାନଙ୍କର ବି ଏଇଟା ଅଛି ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତ ଦେଖିକି ଯିବେ ଏଇ ଟାଇମରେ ବାହାରିବା କଥା ଏୟା କରିବା କଥା ଏଇ ଦିନଟା ଠିକ ସେଇ ଦିନଟା ଭୁଲ ଏଇ ଦିନ ତୁ ଏଇ କଲର ଡ୍ରେସ ପିନ୍ଧିବୁ we have all the things ଭଲ ଠିକ ଖରାପ ଭୁଲ ସବୁ ତମକୁ କୁହନି but it is a part of the rituals. So this will lead ତମମାନଙ୍କର ଯେମିତି ମୋର ଯେତେବେଳେ ମେନ୍ସ କ୍ଲିୟର ମାନେ ଫାଷ୍ଟ 3 attempts ମୋର UPSC ମେନ୍ସ କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଲାନି my mother was so worried ସେ ମୋର କଣ ଧରିଗଲା ଜାତକ ଧରିଗଲା ମାନେ ପାଠ ପଢୁଛି ମୁଁ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀରେ ବୋଉ ଦେଖୁଛି ଏଠି କଣ ନା ଜାତକ ମାନେ କଣ ଗୋଟେ କାମ ନ ହବ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଜାତକ କିଛି କୁଆଡେ ନହେଲେ କୁଆଡେ ଶନି ମନ୍ଦିର ଯିବା यार कौन ना शनि खराब पड़ती है यार राहु खराब पड़ती है right. So this is a common sense of ritualism on the basis of faith even today in the Hindu families. Thus the Brahminical society or that of the very specifically priestly society will become very powerful. The Vaishyas were the common people. Agriculture kochandi, cattle breeding kochandi, artisans kochandi, but unfortunately all the taxes are being paid by them. Kshatriyas were not paying. Not do that of the Brahmins. The only income class was that of the Vaishyas. So Vaishyas were being exploited economically. The Brahminical class also being exploited by that of the priestly class. The noble class was also exploiting the Kshatriyas class. And everyone who is in a power zone is exploiting the other. Thus we are making base for a reaction against the Vedic ritualism. Thus this Brahminical class, I'm not saying priestly class, this Brahminical class will come out with one of the highest logical, rationalistic thought process. A scripture will, in the due process of time will come, that is called as Upanishads or Vedanta. At the end of Vedas, Vedara Antavadugasiyo, okay, na Upanishads, it will not deal with ritualism, rather will deal with reason, will talk about Atma and Paramatma, and we'll talk about salvation, moksha, this life suffering, the transmigration of soul, the one eternal soul transmigrating from one body to other. Se atma katha kabo tame jo atma katha aji janicho mane kono sharir change kochi sie the same atma will be talked of, right. Ritualism bahar palebo tapo se कहबो एथरे किछि फायदा नहीं काहे कि ना there is oneness of atma and paramatma. We all are suffering because of ignorance. Now these Upanishads will be created by the Brahminical class against the domination of the priestly class. The Upanishads padhiki the great sense will come into picture. Just wait, as of now leave it. But there was a sense of exploitation which has already started in the society under these circumstances. But there were 3 upper varnas: the Kshatriyas, the Brahmins, and the Vaishyas. The 3 upper varnas. These 3 upper varnas, more or less, तापर केमिति आमे जानिबा कि these people are not Sudras. Sudras will become who the basically the dasas and the dasyus. They had become the slaves. The dasas and dasyus will become the Sudras. Dasyus will very specifically will become the Ati Sudras. The slaves should not be given equal standing in the society. बुझौछि ना कारण ସେମାନେ war हारि जाइथिले. But you have forgotten the fact one बग सेंट्रल एशिया ट्राइब रे भी वार हेतला. सेंट्रल एशिया रे भी वार हेतला. जो कैट ता हारि की इंडिया पस्तला से माने हारि की हित आसले ना एठी जिति होले. But at the end of the day से माने भी हार जीवा कथा. But I hope you are getting what I'm saying. बुझौछि?
Yes sir.
जो मैंने कही हारी they need to be segregated. Just to have that segregation से मैंने कौन पकड़े ना पॉइता पकड़े the sacred threads takundi upanayana poitara nijor gote significance achi this that and all in number time nahi so we are not dealing with it so it is not just a thread it has various other things also কিন্তু আমার ambit ভিতর নাই তেণু করে আমি তা বিষয়ে নিয়ে কথা হব but basically as far as history book says I have no other option than saying this so I'm saying it right for example you know something called as Mangala Sutra sutra mane sutta it is not necessarily made up of gold right rituals a few things just to say you in a glimpse Mangala Sutra emiti bekore normally pinandini ବାହାଘର ବେଳେ ବଏଜ ମେନ୍ ୱିମେନ୍ ର ଆଙ୍ଗୁଠିରେ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ ଟାଇପ ରେ ଗୁଡିଆ ଯାଏ ସେଇଟା ଯାଇକି ୱିମେନ୍ ର ବେକରେ ତାପରେ କଣ ହବ ନା ଗୁଡା ହବ and other factors to change something so that ବାହାଘରର ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ ରିଚୁଆଲସ ମନ୍ତ୍ର ହେଇସାରିଲା ପରେ arrange marriage ହେଇଥିଲା ପରେ ବି within a few limited span of time because of those so called vibrations a man and woman will fall in love hence the marriage system will move on and will get sustained tenukuri divorce ho natla setole so these were the scientific things in the due process of time will come but unfortunately we have lost all those things only to be left out with rituals mangala sutra mane sutara kamo seita gradually gold will come this that and all so as of now leave it that is not needed so poita has got a different concept right but gradually the good thing will get wiped away and the ritualism will just left out in that sense the upanayana or the sacred thread ceremony will segregate the fourth division of the society from the earlier three thus the upper three sections semane kona suta kon pakai pare poita pakai paribe thus we can segregate the sudras from the others the exploitation of the sudras will got a formalized social acceptance because of the Upanayana system. Thus, the Sudras can be beaten, can be made to work at will, and were the servants to another. Basically, they were the slaves class. In the due process of time, the things will get mixed up, and we'll see the rise of a great man. His name would be Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Upanayana पॉइंट विषय एथिପାଇଁ कहला कारण पॉइंटटा वेरी रिसेंटली इन न्यूज रे थिला बट होल थिंग इन हमें क्लास रे नहीं पालुनी आगु के गोटे करिया उपनयन सैक्रेड थ्रेड सी सुद्रस को अन तीन जन गोठो अलग कला एटा कोन इट एक्टेड काइंड ऑफ अ सर्टिफिकेट राइट सो सोशल द एक्सप्लोइट द socialization of the exploitation of the Sudra class will get social acceptance because of this. Now, there is something called as Gotra. I hopefully you are getting the things, right?
Yes, sir.
There is something called as Gotra. Now, Gotra has got its own story. Go, mane cows. Atra, mane shelter. It is cow shelter. Cattle belonging to the whole clan being kept at one place. And it has got a bit of stories, prelims spanky, main spanky, GS spanky, it is not needed. So I'm, moving away. Then that will become a part of kind of a descendancy. Dhara moro gotra hochi Bharadwaja. Bharadwaja gotra mane I am the descendant of Bharadwaja rishi. Takar pila chua emti he ki amma hochu kono na takar descendant. So any woman having the gotra Bharadwaja will be my sister. तेणुकर जेहेतु सी मोर भौणी हो तेणुकर मु ताल ताको बाहा पारिबिनी so there will be gotra exogamy. Now see brother sister marriage should not happen. That will lead to various genetic diseases in the offspring. So this was a kind of a scientific thing those days. Now due to the advancement of the medical science we have got something called as blood test reports. Blood test reports a specific blood combination heitil tame bahai paribeni nahale bahai paribo, right? Those days those things were not there. Thus gotra exogamy was there. Thus our offspring very rarely बहुत कमली handicap है कि किंबा mostly जब भी brother sister किंबा same genetic कॉम्बिनेशन जदी बाहागर हुए जो ऑफस्प्रिंग ता हबो से कोन हबो ना मेंटली टिके वीक हे जो किंबा डिसेबल हे जो फॉर दैट गोत्र एक्सोगामी वाज बीन प्रैक्टिस्ड गोत्र रे आउट के अछि बट फॉर जीएस purpose it is not needed, so we are just skipping it, but it was a scientific way of things of those days which still exists today, right? कारण मत तो मु तो कहीं जानी नहीं कि बाहागर आगुरु की कार एबे भी कौन दुखची ना ब्लड रिपोर्ट दुखची, so we are still following that practice of gotra exodus. Gotra outing अच्छी है, but for GS it is not needed, so I skipped it. This much is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tomorrow class will do a tikke bada jinsa achi, the 4 ashrams: brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. आज करिया ना काली करिया? What is brahmacharya?
Sir, the early phase of life.
Okay. Then
When the child is to learn from the nature, from the society.
brahmacharya means student. The student phase, the way you are, according to the Vedic scripts, according to that of the Vedic scripts or those societies, brahmacharya age hochi. I hopefully you are making running notes, right? Brahmacharya age hochi from 5 to 25, 5 to 25, right? Normal biology or science says human brain develops. Human brain, physical bhitor brain, I'm not saying mind, bhitor mind ta develop korchi up to the age of 21 years, 8 months and few days, or 9 months and few days, something around 22 years, 22 वर्ष जाके मोर लेस ह्यूमन ब्रेन टा डेवलप होछ. तेणु करी 22 फॉर एग्जांपल तुम माने जेतेबेले जदी जस्ट थिंक ऑफ योर डेज वेयर यू आर इन कॉलेज, जदी तुमर 22 वर्ष 21 22 वर्ष जदी तुम क्रॉस करि गेलनी, देयर इज अ स्टार्क डिफरेंस इन द मैच्योरिटी ऑफ यू. कॉलेज जा थिलो एने ता भितरे माने बहुत डिफरेंस अछि. The moment you will cross 30, you will be a different entity in at all. Under these circumstances, your Indian forefathers were aware of this. से कहले भाई 5 रे आसीबो पिला 25 रे जीवो, 21 वर्ष 22 वर्ष जाके आमे ताकू को पढिबू, मटेरियल वर्ल्ड विषय पढिबू, वेदस पढिबू, रिचुअल्स पढिबू ना, मटेरियल वर्ल्ड केमति बचिबो, लाइफ केमति जीवा कथा, all those practical knowledge of the world will be given to him or her. 22 रु 25 3 वर्ष आमे ताकू उपनिषद पढिबू, आत्मा परमात्मा जन्म काई घेला, या पर कोन हबो, सृष्टि के बनेछि, all the philosophical aspects, every philosophies of life will be taught. कारण से सेतबेलु तार मैच्योरिटी आछि, से लाइफ को ट्रूली अंडरस्टैंड करि परियो. जे थियोरेटिकली वर्ल्ड भीतर से रहिबनी, या पे कि गुरु दरकार है. गुरु मींस डार्कनेस, रू मींस माने के, रू माने dispeller, the dispeller of darkness will take you out of the darkness. That is called as brahmacharya phase. A guru is needed over there up to the age of 25 a guru को करिया कथा नुह ना, गृहस्थ फेज करिया कथा नुह, काहे कि तमर स्टूडेंट फेज चलची. तनो करे कहबे स्टूडेंट फेज रे थिला बेले आफर करिया कथा नुह, त माने केते सुनुचो, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग, राइट? That is brahmacharya phase from 25 to 30, very specifically 30. There माने कौन ना से टाइम पची 25 plus. The best phase is 25 to 30 is called as grihastha phase. Grihastha means householder phase. तू जहाँ से कि theoretically सीखी के सिलु, तू ताकू ए वर्ल्ड रे implement करिवु, राइट? से तो कहिची गृहस्थ 25 to 30. ब्रह्मचर्य फेज रे सेलिबसी मेंटेन कराबो, ऑपोजिट जेंडर संगे तोर इंटरेक्शन कम रहिबो, इन द सेंस फिजिकल इंटरेक्शन किछि हबनी, सेक्सुअल इंटरेक्शन हबनी, काहे कि देयर आर 6 सेंस ऑर्गन्स, 6टा सेंस ऑर्गन अछि. द 5 सेंस ऑर्गन्स यू नो, and the 6th sense organ is मन मोर आज मन होनी मु पाठ पढिबिनी, द सेम मन होच मु आज चाउमिन खाइबी, सही मन. That is a sense organ in Indian philosophy. The soul will know the outer senses, the outer experiences from the five sense organs. Inner experience को से मन थ्रू जानिबो. मन इज एन सटल एटॉमिक ऑर्गन. मनटा होची इंडियन फिलोसफी टा ऑर्गन टे सटल सूक्ष्म रूप रे अछि. इनर फीलिंग्स को सोल जानुची मन थ्रू रे. मन इज नॉट सोल ऑर्गन. ये छटा सेंस ऑर्गन अछि तोरो इन की कहूची इंडियन फिलोसफी. तो तले खाया की इच्छा होची तोरो वन सेंस ऑर्गन इज इन्वॉल्वड. फिजिकल इंटीमेसी रे 6टा का सेंस ऑर्गन इन्वॉल्व होची. 10 तोर एजुकेशन ऊपर फोकस रहिबनी. तू वर्ल्डली अफेयर विषय जानि परिबनी. तू वे वर्ड हे जु 10 गृहस्थ विल कम आफ्टर ब्रह्मचर्य. तागुर हे परिबनी जिंस खराब हे जियो. द न्यूट्रिशन टू ब्रेन, the nutrition to brain for I hope you're getting is called na sexual hormones or very specifically sperms and other things of the woman. So जदि तू गृहस्थ फेज को आगुआ पढ़ौचु ब्रह्मचर्य फेज थिबा भितरे तोर ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट ब्रेन को तोर न्यूट्रिशन मिलिबनी. Hence they were very specifically clear up to the age of 22 nothing. तापरे philosophy start up to the age of 25 to 30 गृहस्थ बाहाबु तार भितरे वर्ल्डली अफेयर बुझु. तापर जीवनटा को तू चलेबु accordingly up to the age of retirement 60 around 60. Then will come the phase of vanaprastha. Not vana means forest. Prastha माने पळिला. एठी या माने नो कि तू पळिलु जंगल को. vanaprastha does not means going to forest. It is a symbolic term. माने रिटायरमेंट फेज. जेमिति चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया जदी रिटायर करिगले जदी इच्छा हला जदी गवर्नमेंट चाइला ही माइट बिकम द चेयरमैन ऑफ एनएचआरसी नेशनल ह्यूमन राइट कमिशन. ताकर एक्सपीरियंस को हमें यूज करचु राइट. रिटायरमेंट परे ए टाइप रो कोन परे ना यू विल बिकम द चेयरमैन ऑफ समथिंग कॉल्ड ओपीएससी चेयरमैन. एसपी दुथलु और यू आर पुलिस आईजी यू विल बिकम द चेयरमैन ऑफ ओपीएससी यूपीएससी. माने ताकर जो एक्सपीरियंस हला सितको यूज करचंती. वानप्रस्थ जस्ट एने कोठु बारी के आसी गृहस्थ फेज बारी के आसी सीता पिला छुआकर बाहागर करै देछि. बट हिज नॉलेज इज हाईली नीडेड. ये जो गृहस्थ फेज वाला को एने गाइड करिवो के ना वानप्रस्थ वाला. सोसाइटी के ने के गाइड करिवो ना वानप्रस्थ वाला राइट. से ता पे निजे किसी करनी से जहा करछि सोसाइटी पे करछि. he has been through the theoretical aspects of life brahmacharya. He has been through the practical aspects of life, that is grihastha. Now he is guiding the society. His knowledge is getting used, that is vanaprastha or partial retirement phase. तापर से बूढ़ा हे जाउछि किबा बूढ़ी हे जाउछि तार एज हे जाउछि 80. Now he has seen all his life. He has no more कोन aspirations. तार आउ aspiration किछ नै. Now it is a time to move to the super soul, sannyasa, complete retirement from this world. That is the time where you will find moksha, salvation. तोरो desire किछ नहीं. तो desire सब सर जाइछि केमती. You have seen brahmacharya, you have seen grihastha, you have worked for the society, vanaprastha. You have done everything in life. Now it is a time of moksha, sannyasa phase. Without coming through grihastha, you cannot reach sannyasa. Grihastha phase jibaku padibo. So these newly babas and the matas having black hairs and black beards cannot become sannyasa because that desire are within them. Unfortunately, we are going to them. That's a different thing, right? They cannot become sannyasa. This is called the 4 ashramas or the 4 stages of life. Brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. Doubt rahila karo?
No sir.
Pankaj, किसी डाउट रहला तोरा? हां पूछ लो. श्वेतपद्मा स्वयं संपन्न श्रद्धा जल्दी को.
ना सर किसी डाउट नहीं.
ବୁଝିଗଲ ସବୁ?
Yes, sir, ବୁଝିପାରିଲୁ।
So we are
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
these are the 4 stages of life. Now you are aware of Varna, you are aware of caste. When Varna will get concretized into caste, what is the economic significance within it? Now you know the 4 ashramas of life, and I strongly feel ଯଦି ତୁ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଶୁଣୁଥିବୁ you can catch hold of anyone, ତାକୁ ବସେଇକି ତୁ ଏଇନେ ମୋଷ୍ଟଲି ତାକୁ ପଢ଼େଇ ଦେଇପାରିବୁ। ଯଦି ପଢ଼େଇ ଦେଇପାରିଲୁ ତାହେଲେ ତୁ ବୁଝିଛୁ, ଯଦି ନ ବୁଝିଛୁ then your teacher is not appropriate. Clear? Hence we'll see a very rahila 10-15 minute. Tomorrow we'll wind up Later Vedic and we'll start a very significant topic, that is Buddhism and Jainism. Tomorrow we'll start the philosophy of Buddhism and Jainism. Be ready for the philosophy class tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow 12 to 2.